everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another conversation where we discuss changing the world through love. How does that happen? How do we do it? How do we connect with the energy of love and bring a different experience to ourselves and those who interact with us while we're uplifting the vibration of the planet? And this is something that can be overwhelming to take on. It can be something that you may not want to take on right now. So depending on where you're at, take it slow and see how this helps you gain a different perspective with regards to your interactions in the world. And by different perspective, I don't mean to say that it will be better, it will be good compared to what it is now. By different, I mean it's an opportunity to have a change. Where that change goes is up to you and you taking accountability for how you perceive the world, your healing process. All right, so when we're talking about love and changing the world, this conversation is going to cover the speed in which we attempt to do things, the speed in which we attempt to make changes in our lives or accept change within our lives or take on something that is outside of our comfort zone, as well as things that that we need to release, that's no longer serving our potential for growth. All right, that was a mouthful. I hope you got it all. So it's about slowing down. And what does it mean to slow down? That's the question you should ask yourself. How fast are you currently moving in that area, or in an area where you're trying to, again, adapt new skills, adapt new perspectives in your life? What is your process, and what does it mean to slow down for you, and how have you adapted in the past? How have you slowed things down in the past? How have you regulated yourself in the past with regards to taking on new responsibilities and letting go of responsibilities that no longer serve you? And so when we talk about slowing it down, it's like, assessing your excitement level about something. How excited are you about it? Do you need to slow down? Because sometimes when we are excited about something, we jump in heart first and we forget that we kind of have to analyze the situation from your mind perspective, right? From an analytical perspective to see, is it really right for me? Because the heart, I think, has a space of unconditional love and doesn't always see the caveats or like the red signs on the road that are warning you, hey, beep, beep, this is something that you may need to slow down about. This is something that you may need to assess. Has it happened in the past? How have you reacted? Have you been here before? Is it something that you haven't been here before and you need to assess? And that's where the mind comes in to kind of help you to recollect some things. It works with the heart to help you connect with emotions that may help you to realize, hey, this is not the path that I want to go down. These are not the thoughts that I want to go. So it's important to slow down. That's the main focus of this moment. Slow down, assess the situation, and see how you've approached it in the past, how you're approaching it now, and how that may possibly help you in the future. And you don't have to spend a lot of time in the future. It's really important to always be present, and you don't have to spend a lot of time in the past. You just have to balance those things so you can find your medium and be in a space of balance and free flow of energy. And what that helps you to know is when you need to take action, what your actions mean, or what the actions of the person who is attempting to bring change into your life, attempting to change your perspective. What are their way of expressing themselves? What actions are they taking? Because sometimes when we are really going fast into something, like I mentioned before, we forget to slow down and really assess our actions or the person's actions with regards to what they're saying. We want them to align with each other. We want them to make sense. And again, that's where the mind comes in. That's where it analyzes the situation, and you bring the heart into it to help you to assess from a heart-mind reasoning what the best course is for you. And also, when your actions also align with your motives, it's easier for the person and yourself to be able to assess when contradictions are happening, when, hey, this doesn't work for me, or this is exactly what I need, and yes, I'm aligned with this. But when the actions contradict what's being said, it's very confusing, and it's easy to get yourself into a state of chaos where you really don't know where you fit in the relationship or in the partnership or in an attempt to convey a space of love and appreciation to others, and vice versa. And what that does is it helps you to know when someone is being kind from the bottom of their heart versus being kind because they think that they're going to get something from it. And it also helps you to assess your motives, as I mentioned before. Like, am I doing this because that is truly what my heart, mind, reasoning tells me to do? Or am I doing it because I think I'm going to gain something by doing it? Is it going to make people more attracted to me? Am I doing it because I want to be more attractive to people? Or am I doing it to fit into a certain space that I may not be fully accepting of deep down inside because I didn't take the time to assess the situation? So those are the things that you can learn or improve upon when you slow down, when you start to assess, do the actions match what is being said? And what you do is you gain a sense of when to physically act, when to physically make those connections. And if this is about romance, it's like when to physically, get to that next step where you're connecting your energy in a physical way and sharing that information. And, if this is if this is a platonic relationship, it helps you to understand the boundaries within your physical relationship. How can you show your affection without stepping over someone else's space? How can, what boundaries have you set so people don't step over your space? So it's slowing down, again, allows you to know what actions and words are aligning with what's going on in your environment. And it helps you to take the actions that are necessary for you to be able to physically understand what is going on in your environment, so you can make those connections, you can take those next steps. Because right now, what we've been talking about before the physical manifestation is feelings and words, which are not tangible things, but physical actions like hugging somebody, kissing somebody, having sex, making those physical connections with people. And those things require a certain level of assessment before you can jump into that physical act. And I think a lot of times people go with their feelings about a situation versus really taking time to think about it and saying, am I ready for this next level of physical contact in my relationships? And again, this can be romantic or platonic, depending on your foundation and where you're coming from, your healing process. There can be a level of physical intimacy that you're not ready for. But if you don't assess that about yourself, you may be putting off the wrong kind of vibration where your words don't match with your actions, and it becomes, again, confusing for yourself, confusing for the person, confusing for people around you trying to interact with you, trying to make a connection with you. And in that process, you're able to release your heart into a space where you're more welcoming because you know what's going on. You're confident about how you feel. You're confident about your heart, mind, reasoning and what you've done throughout your process to help you come to a space where you can speak what you want. You know, you're able to make those physical interactions. You're able to set boundaries and say, you know, I'm not ready for that. Or you're able to step away from people telling you this is how you should behave because this is, you know, what is accepted at the time. You're able to assess information, which is really important because information right now is something that's so valuable, and you have to get the right information. And by right, I mean the information that's of value to you, the information that helps you grow, the information that keeps you in a state of order versus constantly making you feel chaotic and, you know, pulling at you and tearing you apart. And so by opening up your heart, by allowing moments to heal, by taking things slow, you really help yourself more to have those kinds of romantic relationships and be able to change the world through the eyes of love, because you're healing your process. You're able to use heart, mind, reasoning to know when to take action, to step back, when to speak, when to come from a place, when you're coming from a place of love, and how it affects others and how it becomes a vibration that spreads when you're healing, when you're knowing who you are, again, through heart, mind, reasoning. All right, I hope this energy was helpful to you. I hope I was coherent. I hope the stream of information was consistent enough that you were able to gauge or have an understanding of what I was trying to convey through this conversation. All right, so thank you again for liking the video, for subscribing to the channel, and for turning on your notifications so that you know when I post new content. And also, this is one of the least expensive ways, or the cheapest ways, I like to say, that you can help me help you. And I don't know if that sounds condescending or not, but I do this because I want to help you. I want to put out the information. I want to be of service. But at the same time, it is an energy exchange, and I need something from you too. And I want something from you. I want you to tell me, hey, through, you know, you taking actions about, hey, through you taking actions about this video and saying to me, yeah, this was really helpful. It gives me back a sense of, you know what? I am putting out information that is relevant for the audience. I'm putting out information that is relevant for these people that I'm having this energy exchange with. And maybe for this specific message, you are like, yeah, but if you think the energy might help someone else, go ahead and like the video and consider liking it. Maybe you come back to the channel and you take a while to assess it. But the point I'm making is, thank you for your help. And if you want to help me in other ways, you can visit my channel and connect with some of the jewelry that I make, if that is something you're in vibration with, or some of the other services that I offer, which talk about self-confidence, getting into a space where you understand yourself, because I think that is so important. Having time to understand who you are in this world, and because that is the armor that you need to manage the world, to be able to set boundaries, stand up for yourself, filter information that is not helpful for you. When you know yourself, you are confident enough to say, no, this does not fit my world, or yes, this does fit something that I'm aligned with, and I'm open to listening. We talk, there's services about love, like getting those connections and attracting the kind of love that you're deserving of, because again, it goes back to that first part of it, knowing yourself. What do you want? What does love mean to you? How have you handled love in the past? Have you had love in the past? And what kind of love has it been? Because we talk about love, but love has different versions of itself, right? Some of it can be really kind, loving, and supportive, and other times it can be something else. And I particularly wouldn't call that love, but some people call it love. So I'm not judging, but it's up to your perspective, right? What you call love. But in my conversations with you, I want you to experience the kind of love that is worthy of you, and you have to have it for yourself before you can experience it in the world. or attract someone who can reciprocate that kind of love. And then we talk about career aspirations. How do you want to grow? What is it that you want to do in the world, to give yourself value, to connect with companies that give, that respect your value and give it back, and not just take. And when you're working with somebody, that's an energetic exchange. What is it that you're exchanging for your time? Is it really of value for you? What skills do you need to elevate yourself to a new level? Like taking accountability for your profession, because I've noticed in the corporate world things are changing. There aren't as many tools to nurture talent. Whereas what I'm hearing from the corporate world is, if you feel like you have a talent, then prove it to us, and then we'll help you to grow. That's the sense that I'm getting. So how do you manage in a world like that? What do you do? And if you're like in a spiritual empath, like kind of vibration, how do you manage a corporate world while still being empathic or in the spiritual realm, and managing those two types of energies and finding your balance? And how do you, if you're unhappy with your career, how do you find a space that you are happy, a space that you feel like you're contributing, even if you're not doing what your heart calls you at the moment? How do you find balance in that as you work towards the thing that is calling your heart? So those are the conversations that we have with regards to the services that are offered besides these. All right. And if somebody wants an oracle reading or tarot reading, I don't specifically have that listed, but I do provide those things too. Talk to me, let me know, contact me through my website, leave me comments. You can just chit chat with me and see what's going on. You can ask me a question. I'm definitely opening to answering a question if you have something that you need help with and financially you really can't support me. I get it. Everything has its moments and things do come back around, so it's no big deal. All right. Again, I hope this energy was helpful to you. I'm sorry if I went on and on about the services. I'm also going to be posting pictures of the earrings that I'm wearing, so if you're interested, you can kind of gauge some of the things that I create and visit my website. All right, again, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and turn on the notification bell, because that is one of the ways that you can support me and help me grow the message and connect with more people. I will talk to you again. I love you so much, and I want the best for you, and this is why I continue to do this. All right, take care of yourself.